Hello, my name is Eben, and today I have a story for you called The Rabbit Listened. And this is a story about what it means to be a good friend when your friend is sad. The Rabbit Listened by Corey Dorfeld. And this is a Dial Books for Young Readers, a Penguin Random House LLC book. One day, Taylor decided to build something. Something new. Something special. And there is Taylor with a box of blocks, and he's pulled out a block in the shape of a rectangle, and he's arranging 3 of them in an arch or a doorway. And now he's making more of those doorways and arches, sort of like a Stonehenge. And he's concentrating very carefully as he lines them up. Something amazing! Taylor was so proud. Whoa, look at that block castle. It's bigger than he is. It's like twice as big as he is. And rightfully, he looks very proud. He's beaming and he's got his hands on his hips in his striped pajamas. He worked hard. But then, out of nowhere, caw, 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 caw. Oh no! Crows came and broke Taylor's castle into little pieces. And poor Taylor is so frightened and upset. He's shaking and he's crying out. Oh, I wonder what caused the crows to do that? Oh, what happens next? Things came crashing down. Oh, that amazing castle is just lying in pieces all over the floor. It's as if it had never been built. And Taylor looks so sad. All that hard work has just been scattered. Everything is gone. What would you do if that happened to your castle that you spent all day working on? Taylor's curled up and he's hugging his knees, but the chicken was the first to notice. There's a chicken, and the chicken sees poor Taylor so unhappy. What's the chicken gonna do? Pagak! Pagak! What a shame! I'm so sorry, this happened. Let's talk about it. Pagak! Pagak! But Taylor didn't feel like talking, so the chicken left. And there's the chicken coming over to Taylor, and the chicken's trying to dance to cheer Taylor up. But Taylor just is still unhappy, and he's just looking more uncomfortable, like the chicken's disturbing him. And now he's left all by himself, and the chicken is leaving, feeling angry. And Poor Taylor must feel more alone than he did before. He didn't want to tell the chicken what happened. The chicken didn't want to wait. Next came the bear. And there's a big, angry bear. And poor Taylor's starting to cry. Oh. How horrible! I bet you feel so angry! Let's shout about it! Gah! Rah! Grah! But Taylor didn't feel like shouting, so the bear left. Oh my goodness, there's that mad bear just towering over Taylor and bellowing with his big mouth, and Taylor is just looking up with wide eyes, and the bear is just knocking Taylor over and scaring him out of his wits. He's got his hand over his heart because he's terrified. Of course, that didn't make Taylor feel any better about his broken castle. The bear just leaves, and Taylor's just more frightened, and he's shaking, and he's all alone again. The bear just yelled at him. The elephant knew just what to do. Trumpeta! I can fix this. We just need to remember exactly the way things were. But Taylor didn't feel like remembering. So the elephant also left. And there's the elephant somehow magically picking up a square block between his toes, and he's very carefully trying to recreate one of those arches with his big feet. But Taylor's asking him to stop, and Taylor's just not happy about the elephant playing with the blocks right now. So the elephant just walks away, and Taylor's all alone again, and he looks like he might be ready to cry again. The elephant didn't make him feel better. One by one they came. The hyena, let's laugh about it. The ostrich, let's hide and pretend nothing happened. The kangaroo, what a mess! Let's throw it all away. And the snake, shh, let's go knock down someone else. And there's the laughing hyena just finding the humor in poor Taylor's misfortune. And there's the ostrich burying her head under the blocks. And the kangaroo is stealing the blocks. Her little baby Joey's stuffing the blocks into her pouch. And the snake is coming up with nasty ideas. And poor Taylor looks like he's being crushed by the hyena. And he looks like he's annoyed that the ostrich is making a bigger mess. And he's asking the kangaroo again to please don't steal his toys. And the snake is making him uncomfortable. But Taylor didn't feel like doing anything with anybody. So eventually they all left, and Taylor was alone. There are all the animals leaving. Kangaroo is just hopping away like she's too important. And the hyena just is laughing at his own jokes. And the ostrich is just frightened, looking over her shoulder. And the snake is slithering away and sticking his tongue out at Taylor. Oh, poor Taylor is just tying himself in knots and feels more alone than ever. All 4 animals just didn't want to help in a way that he needed. In the quiet, Taylor didn't even notice the rabbit, but it moved closer and closer until Taylor could feel its warmed body. And there's Taylor, he's got his head under his arm, he's probably crying again. But here comes the bunny, very slowly and carefully, and the bunny just sits down next to Taylor, and Taylor's starting to wipe away his tears. Together they sat in silence until Taylor said, "Please stay with me." The rabbit listened. The rabbit listened as Taylor talked. The rabbit listened as Taylor shouted. And there's the bunny, just her ears perking up as Taylor is asking her to just sit with him. And there's the bunny giving Taylor a hug. And there's the bunny just letting Taylor explain everything that happened, how the crows came and knocked his castle down, and how all the other animals were just making him scared or stealing his toys. And now Taylor's angry about how unfair it was that those birds knocked his castle down. And the rabbit's still there, even though it's not very nice to shout at rabbits. Her big ears are very sensitive, and she's being a good friend. The rabbit listened as Taylor remembered and laughed. The rabbit listened to Taylor's plans to hide, to throw everything away, to ruin things for someone else. And there's Taylor just remembering how amazing his castle was. And now he's just laughing about how silly everything is, about how the animals tried to help him by stealing his toys. And now he's just hiding under a box because he doesn't want to have to deal with everything that he went through. Throwing the toys back in the box because he's annoyed at how difficult it is to line everything up perfectly and then have birds knock it over. Now Taylor's thinking about, well, if it's unfair that his castle gets knocked over, then other people shouldn't be allowed to have castles too. I mean, these are all normal things to go through when something very bad happens to you. But the rabbit is right there, listening to him as he works through these thoughts. Through it all, the rabbit never left. And when the time was right, the rabbit listened to Taylor's plans to build again. "I can't wait," Taylor said. And there's Taylor picking up the block, and the rabbit is just leaning against his back and supporting him. And now he's ready to try another castle, and the rabbit is happy for him. She's holding his hand. "It's going to be amazing." And there's Taylor and the rabbit thinking about the very next castle, which is going to be 3 times as big as the first one. Wow. And that is the end of the story. So if you have a friend whose toys break, or if somebody does something mean to your friend, like knock their castle over, which animal do you think you should be like? All the other animals had good ideas about how to help Taylor, but Taylor wasn't ready to try their ideas when the animals visited him. The rabbit was the only animal who stayed with Taylor and let Taylor say what he needed in the moment. So the best way that you can help your friend is to listen like a rabbit. Thank you so much for listening to this story. And if you noticed, I have most of the animals here on the table, but we're missing the most important one. Where is the rabbit? Well, you'll just have to stay tuned, and we'll see if we can find the rabbit. This is Eben again, and I have a very special guest with me. This is my friend Tumble, and he is an 11-month-old Angora rabbit, which means that he's a little bit different than the bunny in the story, because he's got long fur. And in order to maintain his fur, I have to get up early every morning and comb him for about an hour. And that helps to get rid of the knots and the fur that he's shedding. His favorite food would be mangoes. He loves mangoes. And he eats more salad in a day than probably any human being ever could. He has a big appetite. And when he's feeling happy, he likes to chatter his teeth, and it sounds like he's shivering. But that's just how bunnies purr. And now, just like the rabbit in the story, he's always there to lend an ear whenever I need a friend. Thank you for joining me for this special episode, and we just might have to have Tumble back for our next bunny video.